everyone, welcome back to Pretending with Dice. As always, I'm your host and game master, AJ. Today's episode is part 3 of our Star Wars storyline, Tempest Squadron. If you haven't listened to the first 2 parts yet, I'd definitely recommend it, so you know what's brought us up to this point. A huge thanks to all of you who've listened to the story so far, and especially to those of you who were kind enough to share the episodes online, on social media and whatnot, and for all the nice comments that we've received about it. It's really been great. Before we get into today's episode, I first want to say a huge thank you to our awesome supporting cast for this episode: Mark, Dragon, Mike, Matt J, John, and Matt E. They all did an amazing job. In fact, all throughout the storyline so far, our friends have been just super generous with their time and contributing their voices, and it's really been something special. Hopefully you've all been loving the performances as much as I have. Right, so let's recap what happened last time. As the Close Encounter continued their desperate flight from Yavin 4, pursued by Imperial TIE fighters, Cortez and Vard came to their rescue, but the freighter's hyperdrive was damaged in the attack, and they were in danger of being trapped in the Yavin system with the Imperial fleet. Luckily for them, the Mon Cal cruiser Defiant and its small fleet jumped in to cover the fleeing rebels, and they were able to make an emergency landing on the carrier's deck. A week later, our 3 protagonists were brought together for the first time in a top-secret briefing. They were told that they were to become part of a newly organised fighter squadron, but that their special skills were exactly what was needed for a secret mission to the Imperial world of Thrasis VII. The Rebel Alliance had received a cryptic message of unknown origin directing them to make contact on that world, with an attached schematic file hinting that the contact might be useful in procuring new X-Wings for the resource-starved fleet. They set off into Imperial space in the newly repaired Close Encounter with its Duro captain Dul J, and on their final landing approach to Thrasis VII, they got their first look at the planet's huge Imperial decommissioning facility, where the last remnants of the Old Republic fleet sit in storage. So, that's where we left off, so without further ado, let's begin today's episode. Jets of steam and drifts of thruster-blown dust swirl around landing pad 37 as the Close Encounter touches down at Regis Spaceport on Thrasis VII. The whine of the engines dies away slowly as Dul J begins to power the ship down, flipping several switches on his cockpit panel before letting out a relieved sigh.
Well, here we are, Thrasis VII, safe and sound.
Nice landing.
Well done.
Thank you.
He looks out across the wide spaceport landing field to the main complex, where several large banners bearing the Imperial crest are visible, even at this distance.
I think it would probably be for the best if our 2 humans led the way. The Imperials are not so friendly to those they consider inferior.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. No, it's cool. It's cool.
You stay, man.
It's fine.
You guard the barrels. How's that?
What, because I can hide behind them? Is that it?
Oh, I didn't say it.
Actually, Thnock, I could use a hand in the cargo hold, if you don't mind. Cortez, Klein, why don't you 2 take a look outside? I'm sure they'll be sending someone over to us soon enough.
Okay, Cortez and I will head out and do a bit of recon.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You ready for this?
Yes.
So, the 4 of you leave the cockpit, Dul J and Thnock heading for the cargo bay, Cortez and Klein heading for the boarding ramp. Working the controls, the ramp slowly lowers, and you step out of the ship. As expected from what you had read about Thrasis VII, the air is incredibly dry, and the first breath you take isn't exactly a comfortable one. Looking around you, the landing field is a wide, dusty plain, and doesn't strike you as particularly busy. There are several ships on the ground, but it isn't exactly bustling with activity. From the direction of the main spaceport buildings, you can see a figure heading in your direction.
I think we should probably greet them.
Yep.
If one of us does the talking, the other one can kind of glance around, check for security levels around the place.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to handle the talking, or shall I?
I think you can, because I'm not a very wordy person.
Okay. So, Cortez will scope around while I'm talking to the customs officer that's walking towards us.
Sure. So, striding up to you, wearing a well-kept Imperial uniform, his hair slicked back underneath his cap, is this Imperial customs officer. He's carrying a datapad of some sort and has a slightly bored expression on his face. You get the feeling that he probably doesn't have too much to do with the volume of spaceport traffic being what it is going through here.
Right. Freighter close encounter, was it?
That's right.
Let's see your paperwork.
I got it here somewhere. Inside pocket. Always the last place you think. I reach in and pull out a data card and hand it to the customs guy.
He quickly takes it from you and swipes it across his datapad, studying the readout intently.
Okay then. 5 microunits of coaxium and 15 units of assorted coolants.
That's correct.
Okay. All cargo materials must be processed at the inspection station.
He points towards the spaceport buildings.
Report there with your shipment and we'll get you on your way.
He hands you back the card.
Okay, thanks for the heads up. We'll see you later.
Right.
Turning smartly on his heel, he walks away, back the way he came.
So while this is going on...
Yeah.
I shall survey the land from where I'm standing.
Okay. All right. What are you looking for specifically?
I suppose
Security feeds,
yeah.
cameras and...
anything that's kind of
troopers,
entrance
anything like that.
entrance spaces as well to...
Sure thing. Make a perception check for me to check for security measures and whatnot.
Starters, I mean to go on. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Every session, doesn't
so
matter
bad
what
at this,
game we're
aren't I?
playing, it's a low roll to start off with.
This is how I play, guys.
Yeah.
Shoddily.
I mean, your eyes are, you're not used to this dry.
It's playing havoc with my sinuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Allergies,
And the second you step off the ramp, your eyes dry up, and you're rubbing.
Friggin'
You get a
dust
bit of
fever.
dust in them straight away, and you're busy rubbing it out. You're sort of squinting around, just looking. So you can see the basics of how the spaceport facility is laid out, like the variety of landing pads sort of scattered around the open field. Some of them with ships, some of them not. The perimeter fence that rings the whole facility, and the main building complex, but you can't really make out any specific security measures that might cause you any trouble.
Okay. So it's pretty bland, and with the way that the officer came up looking pretty bored, this seems like it's pretty quiet, unmanned almost.
Well, with a 4, it
Possibly.
certainly does. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as you know.
As far as I know.
Yeah. It looks like that to you.
Well, I mean, looking around as far as what I can see, which is not a lot. It's not a lot. It looks pretty sparse out here.
Okay, so sparse, not a lot. That's helpful, thank you.
It's better than faster and more intense.
Yeah. Okay, let's cut back to inside while you guys are out dealing with this guy. So, Thnock, as the other two are heading out to deal with the customs official, you and Dull J make your way around to the Close Encounters small rear cargo hold, which is a room that you haven't actually been in before. As you enter, you can see the cargo that the Alliance has loaded the ship with as part of your cover story. Stacked up are several large coolant containers, and in front of them is a secured coaxium storage cylinder. Dull J turns to you.
Well, this cargo might just be our cover for getting in, but the Alliance really could use the extra credits. We're going to offload and sell it while we're here. Hopefully that'll help cement that we're just here as traders and throw off any suspicion.
Yeah, the best cons are the best cons are ones that are actually cons, in my experience. So yeah.
He presses a button on the wall, and a section of the flooring rises up, revealing a small cargo lifting platform.
Give me a hand loading it onto this, then we'll take it outside and meet the others.
Sure thing. I'll supervise. You take care of that.
So Dull J begins moving the coolant containers onto the cargo lifter. As he moves one, you see something move in the shadows at the back of the bay, behind the containers.
Who goes there?
There's no response to your call.
Dull J, are we carrying anything other than these coolants?
No, this bay was meant to be empty other than this stuff.
Okay. I'm going to take a look.
Sure. Okay. Make a perception check for me. I'd say it was kind of just movement in the shadows, just briefly.
Okay. So 18?
18 total, or on the note?
Total, yeah.
Total. Yeah, you kind of move forward a little bit and sort of move one of the barrels out of the way, and you are very quickly greeted with the sight of a droid face.
What the fuck?
Standing up out of the shadows is your droid, KLC, which you thought you'd left behind on your transport on the Defiance.
Good. It's you, Master Throck.
What are you doing here?
I wasn't about to let you go off alone, not after what happened to Master Kane on our last mission.
Yeah, but this is like super top secret. How did you get on here?
They were loading this cargo onto the ship, so I gave them a hand. No one thinks twice about a droid carrying equipment.
That's true. Alright. I guess you can help Dolce finish loading the stuff.
Where are we? What planet is this?
Regis on Thrasis VII.
Oh, yes. I think I'm still cleaning the dust out of my filters from the last time we were here.
We're here to trick some dumb Imperials and hopefully get some X-Wing blueprints or something.
That sounds very dangerous. It's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah, well, now you're all caught up. You can help us out.
Dolce's just kind of looking at you.
Mr. Thnock, is that your droid?
Oh, yeah. By the way, Dolce, this is KLC.
Hello, Master Dolce.
Oh, hello, KLC. Thnock, this is most irregular. This is a secret mission. We weren't supposed to bring along any stowaways or anything.
And yet...
I'll have to report this, you know.
We're all on the same side here, Dolce. There's no need to tell Command about this. Touching my gun holster.
He definitely clocks you with the gun holster, and he's like,
Fine, but if we run into any problems, it's all on you. I'll have no part of this.
Now give me 5.
Give you 5? 5 what? 5 credits?
Yeah, sure.
He rolls his eyes and chucks a 5-credit chip at you from his pocket, kind of grumbling under his breath as he returns to his work. KLC has begun helping him to move the coolant containers onto the cargo lifter at this point, and intent on the job that she's doing, doesn't see that your newly assigned astromech droid has just rolled in through the hatch. After depositing the container onto the lifter, she steps back, knocking into the astro droid.
Oh, excuse me. I am Master Thnock's assistant. Who are you? Master Thnock's astromech? Since when? Well, I assure you, now that I'm here, your services will not be required. Fit in the back seat of an X-Wing? X-Wings don't have back seats. Of course Oh, buzz off! I won't be made fun of by some jumped-up nav computer with an attitude problem.
So, back outside, Klein and Cortez, you've just watched the customs agent walk away. What would you like to do?
So the barrels are going to be unloaded.
Sure.
Should we make let's just nonchalantly walk on in.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Let's just screw it. Let's just do it.
You got a blaster on you, right? In case we.
I mean, I can go. I didn't think we'd need it just for the ramp bit, but I got one.
Is it concealed?
Yeah, it's concealed.
It's concealed. Mine is concealed. We're just 2 guys with concealed weapons walking into a place not causing problems.
Exactly. I mean, now you've drawn attention to it. I'm going to be a bit itchy-fingered, but let's go for it.
Just 2 guys with concealed guns walking into an airport.
Okay, so I'm going to follow Cortez's plan, and I'm going to walk in with Cortez and just see what's what in the port.
So the first covered area you come to upon leaving the open landing field is the customs checkpoint. The same customs agent that you previously spoke to is now sat behind a desk.
Right then, where is your stuff?
The cargo is being unloaded by our other crew. They're bringing it down.
You turn around, you turn around, and at this point you can just see the sort of front cargo lift coming down on the close encounter.
I gesture towards the descending ramp of stuff.
So they're heading your way, and as they get closer, you're a little surprised to see, pushing the hovering cargo lifter alongside Dolce, is an unfamiliar 4-armed droid. And sat on top of the coolant containers, flipping a credit chip into the air, is Thnock.
Play it cool. Cool.
That's our crew. And
the crew.
They are bringing the barrels of fuel. Right now, as you can see quite clearly in the distance, yes. You don't need glasses, you can see that, right?
He's just kind of looking at you weirdly this whole time. He's letting you ramble.
Yeah, I call out to the Imperial guy. Hey, Mac, where do you want your barrels?
He looks at you strangely for a second before gesturing to the area in front of his station, where on the ground there is a large box painted with the words Inspection Zone along the side of it.
In the box. Hurry up.
Okay. Yeah, so I point Dolce and KLC to... Whilst I'm sort of riding the barrels that they're pushing along, I just sort of point towards them. Yeah.
So they push the cargo hauler into the inspection zone box, and Dolce presses a button on its control panel, causing it to lower to the ground. The customs agent comes out from around his desk and just sort of stands there looking at you kind of skeptically. You guess that he probably wants you to get off of the merchandise.
I flip him the 5 credits that Dolce gave me and say, thanks pal, this is for you.
He kind of awkwardly catches it, sort of fumbling it. He's holding a data pad, so it's a little tricky. But he looks at it, and you can just sort of tell that he's trying to decide whether this is a bribe or not.
Keep the change.
He's a free spirit Ugnaught who gives out random money to random people he's never met. It's fine.
Yeah. I've got space madness.
Like I said, he's a free spirit.
Make a persuasion check.
After all that.
You've essentially just tried to bribe a customs agent for no reason.
It's 13, plus 5 is 18.
That's pretty good. He just kind of tucks the credit chip away silently into one of the pockets on his uniform. You get the feeling that the fact it was only kind of 5 credits sort of predisposed him to think of it more as a tip than a bribe, as if you were just sort of saying, hey, have a drink on me. But if you think if you tried to slip him like 500 credits or something, that may have been another story, a sort of obvious bribe kind of deal. So anyway, you're all at the customs station for about 10 to 15 minutes as the agent performs a variety of checks on the merchandise and fills in paperwork on his data pad. You're pleasantly surprised that he doesn't actually scan any of you for weapons, as you're all currently carrying your blasters in varying degrees of concealment. When he's done, he swipes the manifest data card again and hands it back to you before waving you on into the spaceport proper.
Okay, you're all done. Welcome to Thrasis VII. Don't cause any trouble.
All right then, I'll head back to the ship. If you need me, get me on comms.
Will do.
No. I was just kidding, Dolce. You're all right.
Snock, is your? I mean, you've not introduced us, but is your robot pal coming with us, or is that thing staying? With
What's the deal with that thing?
I don't know.
And it is a thing.
Kelsey, you want to hang out with Dolce on the ship and I don't know, research or whatever? I don't know. What else is there to do here? Could we use a droid on this?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe to record conversations. If we need.
Some places don't like their kind here.
That's yeah.
In bars.
You seem weirdly keen on the whole fact that she's definitely a droid and not a person. That's.
Frankly, Master Snock, I would much rather come with you than be forced to hang around on the ship with those uppity astromech droids.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah. I don't want to get into it, but they think they're better than... Anyway.
Besides, you never know when you might need me to keep you out of trouble.
Let's head on in.
So you head further on into the spaceport, and KOC is still pushing along the lift platform with the coolant and the coaxium containers on it.
I take it we're not going to be hauling this cargo lifter with us for the whole trip. What would you like me to do with it?
I'm guessing...
Park it.
Find somewhere that's willing to take it on, and while you're at it, you just survey the place. If you find the sleeping fleet canteen, I think it's called, come find us covertly, and we'll do our own looking around. Let's just cover as much ground as possible.
Don't get ripped off, though, when you unload the stuff. Get a good deal.
When have I ever gotten ripped off?
I know.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Split, just divide
No, that
the
sounds
group,
good.
Look around?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to do that.
All right. One of the first areas of the spaceport that you come to after leaving the customs station is a sort of commerce area where you can see there's a variety of brokerage firms and other trading stations sort of off to one side from the main exit. KOC turns to head towards them.
I'll catch up with you later then. The Sleeping Fleet Cantina, did you say?
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't do anything stupid.
I'm not an organic. I don't do stupid things.
Droids can get wiring problems too.
My wiring is none of your business.
Don't get into trouble.
I find that highly unlikely, Master Klein.
KLC turns and heads into the commerce area, leaving the three of you in the main atrium of the spaceport. It's a large vaulted chamber, not really in what you'd consider the flat, functional Imperial style. If anything, the architecture's a bit more ornate, with columns and decorations harking back more to the Republic era, although it does appear that it hasn't really been that well taken care of. A lot of it looks like it could use a fresh coat of paint. There's a few small vendors dotted about the spaceport selling souvenirs and refreshments, but nothing really grabs your attention, and the three of you step forward out of the main entrance into Regis City itself. Getting your first good view of the city, you can see that the main thoroughfare from the spaceport leads all the way down to the sea, which is sparkling invitingly in the early morning sunshine. Looking around you though, you very much get the vibe of a city in decline. Most of the buildings are constructed from the same type of light stone, although architecturally they share for the most part the same slightly ostentatious Old Republic style. Drifts of dust blow through the streets and the paved sidewalks are all looking a little worn. There are a fair amount of people around, and there are speeders moving throughout the streets, but everything seems a little quiet. It's not hard to imagine these streets once bustling with crowds that are simply no longer here.
Kind of run down, not really used for anything, people have gone away.
I wouldn't really call it... No, I wouldn't call it run down, it's just sort of... It's not been updated. It's like a holiday town out of season.
Right, okay.
Is the way I can think of saying it, except the season was 15 years ago, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, the actual architecture in that is quite nice, if a little past it. The paving stones and such are all neat, if no longer tidy. I mean, this is probably quite a nice town once. It might be dusty now, but it's certainly not as bad as Tatooine.
But it's also not Naboo.
Yeah, it's not fancy. It's just kind of like, hey, this was maybe a nice place once. Okay, so looking around, it's a couple of hours past sunrise at this point. The sky's clear. There's only a couple of small wisps of cloud higher up. You'd guess from the files that you've read, along with kind of how dry and dusty the place is, that most days are like this, sort of sunny and dry. Taking a couple of steps away from the spaceport, you don't go far before a very battered-looking droid steps in front of you. He has what appears to be a bow tie of some sort, kind of moulded into the metal of his casing, and there's the hint of a once bright paint scheme, although that's long since faded away.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Can I help you?
No, but I can sure help you. Help you have the visit of a lifetime.
Oh, God.
First time here on Thrasis VII?
You could say that.
Yes.
Well then, you're in luck. Allow me to be your personal guide to the vacation of a lifetime. Here on Thrasis, this sector's premier destination for activity outbound. Follow me for an unmissable tour of the city's wonderful dining establishments, entertainment facilities, and location outbound.
I think
maybe this guy can get us to the sleeping fleet.
I don't know, he sounds kind of defective. He just said there's a place missing.
Well, hopefully it's not the place we're after. We're not here that long. Can you just point us in the direction of the what's it called again?
Sleeping Fleet Canteen.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that particular establishment, but I can assure you this city is home to some of the greatest nightlife spots in all of the best city.
Oh, well, we're all good. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
I told you that was the place that was missing.
It's true. That's smart.
I got smart.
I like this guy. I think we should hear him out. Tell me more about these bars and restaurants.
The local speciality, chili, is certainly not to be missed.
Okay, this guy's full of shit.
I've often had that said to me. I don't know what it means. Before we set off on a tour of a lifetime, allow me to introduce myself. I am GLT61Y, but you can call me Glitchy. Everyone else seems to.
And he just, without waiting for any input from you, he turns around and just starts kind of waddling down the street and like.
To your right lies our first stop, the bustling theatre district, where companies from across the Republic cater to the tastes of every being. Whether you're in the mood for some action, romance, tragedy, or if you want your funny bone or equivalent anatomical feature tickled, there's fun for all.
I mean, we better catch up with this dude.
Yeah, we should.
Well, I'm kind of interested. I think we should. I'm interested in seeing what's on the billboard for the theatre.
I mean, we don't know where anything is.
It's true.
Let's follow Glitchy.
He has turned off down the side street that he indicated was heading towards the theatre district, and you all hurry to keep up with him. He is kind of carrying on with his running commentary as if you were keeping pace with him the whole way.
As you can see, this street is lined with the best that the sector has to offer in entertainments. To your left is the crowning jewel, the famous Theatre Republic, where the Thrasis players put on productions to rival those found even on Coruscant.
You look at where he's indicating and you see a large shuttered and closed down theatre. You can still just about make out a fading sign that reads Theatre Republic, but it definitely looks like it's been closed for some time. Looking around you, there are still a fair few kind of open establishments, but there's also quite a lot that have closed over the years.
Yeah.
And that Glitchy continues moving along the street.
For those with more eclectic tastes, look no further than the wide variety of smaller theatres, where you're sure to find something to your liking.
As you look, you can see that the largest of the remaining theatres has been renamed the Imperial, and according to the sign out front, is showing a production called Betrayed by the Jedi.
Propaganda material there, I think.
Loading standard propaganda defense. Propaganda? There's no propaganda here, my friend. Just a good time ready for the taking.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you, sir? Anything take your fancy? Just talk to one of these smiling attendants to secure your tickets now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
So over the course of a few minutes, you all make your way along the row of theatres, led along by Glitchy, who's pointing out various things along the way. Some of them still there, some of them definitely long gone.
It's clear that this was all really hot before Imperial segregation happened.
Yeah, I mean,
No one goes out for live theatre anymore, man.
So Glitchy leads you on a kind of winding, meandering route through the town, kind of generally heading towards the seafront, but really taking his time. You come to a row of restaurants and food outlets, and unlike the theatre district, most of these do still seem to be in business.
Is anyone hungry? As you can see, there's food for the whole family, and the more discerning palate as well.
This guy's so broken. If he thinks the food here is good, this guy's...
I haven't seen chili on the menu yet.
It's good. Maybe they realise it sucks so bad.
Up ahead, you can see an older-looking human man who is working a street food cart, which seems to be selling a variety of meats. He rolls his eyes as he sees Glitchy approaching with you guys.
Well, if it isn't my old friend, name missing data corrupted. How's business going, chum?
For the last time, Glitchy, my name is Dennis, and this is the 4th time you've asked me that today.
He looks at the three of you.
He roped you fellas into one of his tours, did he?
You could say that.
Yeah, do you know where the Sleeping Fleet Cantina is? Because Glitchy doesn't seem to know much about anything.
The Sleeping Fleet, yeah, I believe it's down on the boardwalk.
Okay.
Can you be a bit more clear about your directions? Like, are we heading in the right direction?
It's our first time here.
We are, yeah. Glitchy's taking us a weird route, but we are going towards the seafront.
Well, he'll get you there eventually then, if you don't mind his shtick.
How come no one's tried to shut him down?
Shut him down? Well, he's not mine to tamper with. In fact, as far as anyone knows, he doesn't have an owner.
How long's he been here?
Well, 25 years I've been running this store, and he's been giving his tours for as long as I can remember. You'd think after all this time he'd have learned to pronounce the planet's name properly, but, well, here we are. Couple of bolts loose in his brain, if you ask me.
He's been here that long a time?
Sure, yeah, like I said, as long as I can remember.
I feel your pain, sir. We will continue on and get him away from you.
All right, have a good day now, fellas.
While you've been talking to the vendor, Glitchy has moved on, and you hurry to catch up with him.
Now we head down to the famous Regis Boardwalk, where you can take in the waves, catch some rays, and activity not found. There's sunshine, relaxation, and plenty of dust.
Oh, you hear that, guys? Dust!
I'm excited.
More for my eye.
So you guys continue to follow Glitchy for about another 10 to 15 minutes. The whole time he continues to point out various attractions and points of interest, some of which are still there, some of which aren't.
Oh look! Up ahead is the very spot where famous actor Finbar Inax proposed to his lady love Lucira in that famous holograph.
And it's not long before you find yourselves down on the boardwalk, facing a sandy shoreline looking out over the sea, which Regis City is built next to. You can spot a few seabirds kind of wheeling around overhead, and there's a couple of fishing boats visible out on the water. Along the boardwalk there are a fair number of businesses, and now that we're getting further on into the day, a decent number of people wandering around and taking in the sights.
Well, here we are, the boardwalk. Just look at all of those piers. Well, goodbye now.
Without another word, he turns and wanders off back towards the spaceport the way that you guys have come.
Well, he took us this far.
And thankfully, no further.
Bye, Glitchy.
Okay, I'm just going to get this out there. I was ready to shoot him.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, because the whole time I was just, yeah.
You were just, like, flicking the safety.
Oh, so that's what that clicking was.
As soon as, at the end of the tour, I was just ready to put this guy out of his misery. But I don't know, yeah, it's not today. Not today.
Not today. Okay, so water, dust.
There is,
canteen.
You definitely get the feeling that like there is a lot of dust, and you've kind of been noticing this as you go along around town, that like dust storms have blown in over the years and that, and like where previously when it was maybe under the Republic, it was a bit better taken care of in terms of like, well, they had systems in place, or like it was very quickly cleaned up. It's just been left to build up in a lot of places, so the town it's contributing to the sort of slightly run down kind of feel of the town. Just 'cause all around the city is just kind of like dusty sort of salt flats and things for most of the landscape that you can see. So you can see how it, and there is a breeze, there is wind, so it's sort of you can, it's just kind of,
man,
it's dusty and feeling a little run down.
I get a feeling this place might have been really nice before the Imperials came here.
I don't know, Cortez, if you believe the rumors and the supposed fake history, this place was ruined long before the Empire arrived. Clone Wars, remember?
I don't.
You didn't grow up through the Clone Wars?
I just avoided it.
Well, you're lucky.
I just, I'm by myself. I'm looking out for myself.
Lone wolf. Yeah. Okay. We look at. Can we see the sleeping fleet from where we are?
Make a perception check for me.
Should we all do a perception check?
If you're all looking.
I think, let's all look around.
10. I'm a short guy. It's kind of difficult to see.
Okay, 20.
16.
Right.
Okay, Thnock, you don't see anything at all, really, but Cortez and Klein, after a little bit of looking around and investigation, you manage to spot a currently unlit neon sign which reads The Sleeping Fleet. The sign features a stylized caricature of a Republic Venator cruiser with a series of small Zs emitting from it. While the sign is unlit, the bar's door does have a secondary sign on it that reads, Open, come on in.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's where we're headed.
Looking around, there doesn't appear to really be anybody coming and going from the bar at this point, but it is really only about 9 o'clock in the morning, sort of local time, so you guys are really here kind of early.
Let's get some beers.
Knock, do you want to contact your droid and let her know we found the place, see where she is?
That's a good point. Yeah.
If she hasn't found it, tell her to converge on this spot.
So I
I assume you brought comms with you.
FaceTime or whatever.
Yeah, you pull out your small communicator and put in a call to KLC. It takes her a couple of seconds to answer, and when she does, you really do kind of get the feeling like you've interrupted someone else trying to talk to her, kind of just outside the microphone's pickup range.
No, I don't want a tour of the city. I know where I'm going. Yes, Master Knock? What can I do for you?
Hey, Kels, we found the Sleeping Fleet. It's down by the waterfront.
You were quite inebriated, but I believe we visited that cantina the last time we were here.
Oh, yeah. That's... okay. Man, I was wasted. Well, we're here. If you can... I mean, you can follow that glitchy guy. He'll basically lead you right here eventually, but, yeah.
She knows where it is. Why wouldn't she just come herself?
Whatever. Maybe she can help him, I don't know. He needs help.
What, droid outreach program?
Yeah.
It is not up to me to help broken down tour guide droids. I will see you shortly.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Thnock, but you were right. You should have just shot him.
Yeah, well, he seems to be on a circuit, so he'll come back this way at some point.
On a circuit? He sounds like he's missing a dozen circuits.
The one circuit he has left leads him directly to this point again and again.
So what are you doing? What are you going to stand around and wait for the droid before you go in?
Nah, head on in.
Yeah.
Head on in and she'll join us later and just listening on what we find out.
Okay, so pushing open the door to the bar, you get your first look at the interior of the Sleeping Fleet. The ceiling is fairly low with a polished wood finish matching the floor, and a series of small lights are set into it, providing a fair amount of illumination, although not so bright as to seem too uninviting. Music is playing from a jukebox of sorts, although there aren't any other patrons in here right now. Behind the bar, which runs the length of one of the walls, is a droid bartender. Your first thought, after having dealt recently with Glitchy, is that it looks pretty well maintained, at least in comparison. The rest of the bar is fairly spacious, with quite a few tables dotted around, and a series of booths along one wall, which happens to consist entirely of a one-way transparent steel looking out onto the boardwalk and seafront in front of the bar. The droid looks up as you walk in.
Good morning, gentlemen. What can I get for you?
3 of your finest, strongest, cheapest beers.
Coming right up, sirs.
The droid arranges 3 glasses on the bar and quickly fills them, liquid pouring out from a dispensing nozzle mounted on the end of one of its arms. As you're standing at the bar, looking behind it, Fnock, you can see that in one corner there is a sheet of what looks to be holograms. Above it is the words, "Do not serve." In the far corner, there is one that looks... It's an odd angle, and if you weren't so sure it was you, because you now that you're in here, the memories are coming back of it, that you know for a fact it's you. There is like a sort of side-on view of a very drunk-looking Ugnaught, which you know for a fact it's you.
Yeah.
But like it could be easily mistaken for.
I pull my collar up slightly to try and obscure more of my face.
You all right, Fnock?
You look a bit self-conscious there.
Yeah, maybe I'll let you guys take the lead on this while we're in here.
If I might inquire, sirs, what brings you into my bar this morning?
Looking for a friend.
I'm afraid you are my only patrons at the moment.
Well, maybe you know who we're looking for. Someone called V.
The droid kind of cocks its head and just sort of looks at you for a couple of seconds before replying in an odd monotone voice.
Please confirm code. Asking for V.
Yes, we are looking for V. Do you know who that is?
The droid doesn't answer for a couple of seconds, as if it's processing instructions before responding.
Confirmed. V is not here, but is aware of your arrival. Return tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow night? That's a full day here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we got our drinks, so let's go sit down.
The place being empty, you have your choice of seating, so you all make your way into a booth a little way away from the bar itself.
What do we do till tomorrow?
Maybe you can regale us with the story of why you're feeling awfully sheepish in this place.
There was an incident last time I was here where, you guys might have noticed that I'm a little hot-headed, and I like to wave my blaster about, and I pulled it out. I pointed it in the wrong guy's face last time I was here.
Okay, well, we'll keep your head down.
You didn't shoot the guy, did you?
All right. Yes, fine. I shot him in the ass. Okay, fine.
Oh. Maybe leave the safety clip on while we're here. Not just a suggestion.
Leave it off. Might need to use it.
At this point, KLC walks in and is immediately recognized by the bartender droid.
Greetings, GD16 KLC. It appears that I have to remind you that on your previous visit, 562 days ago, your Ugnaught companion was asked not to return by my master. If I'm not mistaken, he is currently seated at table 6.
Oh, fuck.
Without breaking stride, KOC drops a handful of credit chips in front of the bartender droid.
Buy yourself some polish and wipe the incident from your memory.
She joins you at your booth, sitting down in the empty remaining seat.
I sold all of the coaxium and coolant.
Awesome.
I assume this money belongs to the Alliance?
Yeah, which is us. So...
Hang on a minute. Am I the only one that just saw that? Your droid bribed, essentially, the bartender.
Yeah.
Can we not use some of these credits to bribe him into telling us where to find V instead of waiting here?
KLC just kind of looks at you for a moment, then pulls the bag of credit chips back towards her.
Perhaps it is best if I hold on to this until we return to the fleet.
Thanks, Kelsey. You always got my back.
So, are we gonna pressure the droid for
I think we have
the bartender for information, or
I don't want to stay in this place for 36 hours.
No.
I go up to the bar to get another round of drinks.
Sure.
And
should you be the one doing that?
Just as the bartender is pouring the stuff out of his finger, I grab his arm and shove my blaster in his face.
Okay.
Way to be violent, dude.
The flow of alcohol from his dispensing hand stops.
Sir, I must warn you that I will be unable to finish the preparation of your drink unless you let go of my arm. Additionally, I will find it very hard to provide further service if you insist on shooting me in the head.
I find it very hard to know where V is. Bitch.
As stated, V is aware of your arrival. They will meet you here tomorrow evening.
They? Who's V?
I'm not authorized to give you that information, sir.
I'm not authorized to not blow your fucking head off. They're already on the way. I don't need you anymore.
You do if you want this drink, sir. And any subsequent ones.
I can work this arm. It's an arm with a brain attached to it. How hard can that be? I'll figure it out.
Back at the booth, I get the information out on a datapad or something.
Sure. You bring up the original message, which just reads, Thrasis VII, Sleeping Fleet Cantina, ask for V.
There's nothing else in the message at all?
There's it had the database with the S4 actuator attached, like schematic attached, but that's it.
I shoot my blaster into the air.
You're firing it into the ceiling?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll kill you! I'll kill all of you!
Okay, buddy, that's, calm down now. Sorry about this.
A little trickle of dust and, like, bits of ceiling fall on your head.
Plastered off.
Ah, my eyes!
Okay.
I drop my blaster.
I dash up from the booth and try and grab Thnock and pull him away from the bartender. Do I roll for that?
I don't know. Are you gonna resist?
No.
Then no.
I'll be good.
You don't need to. You don't need to roll for
Okay,
that.
so I'm like, okay, buddy, let's take you away. I'm so sorry. He's got the space madness.
You will have to pay for the damage caused to the ceiling.
Yeah, fine.
And also for these drinks.
Put it on the tab.
Yeah. KLC, pay the bartender. If not, sit down. What the hell is wrong with you?
I sip my beer.
Diplomatic as always, Master Thnock.
The hell is wrong with you?
A wild card, baby.
You're a wild card? Well, you're in captivity now. You're on a timeout. Just sit there and shut up.
I'm going to slide up to the bar, to the robot.
Greetings, sir. Are you intending on discharging a weapon also?
No. Look, I just wanted to say, you know, we could be out of, you know, this kind of thing could happen for the next 30 hours. We could totally be out of here for you. Keep your little bar if you just just point us in a direction.
I'm not aware of the current location of these, sir.
I start to think about putting my hand on my blaster.
My programmer merely stated that I was to contact V upon arrival of the persons inquiring, and then inform said persons that V would meet them the following evening.
Whoever comes in, you just have to tell them they're going to be here the next evening.
Of the many beverages which I am programmed to serve and which are stocked by this establishment, none begin with the letter V. It was determined improbable that anyone would ask me, a bartender droid, for V by accident, sir.
Okay, if she's not going to be here, if he or she or it or they are not going to be here until tomorrow, why don't we just go back to the ship? We know where the bar is now.
Yeah, okay. Fuck this place.
Yeah, man. I'm keeping this beer mug.
I will add the cost of the mug to your tab, sirs.
Fuck you.
Let's go.
Okay, so standing up, you're leaving the bar.
Yeah.
Just taking.
KLC, come on, let's get out of here.
I don't take orders from you, Master Klein.
Fine, stay.
No, I'm coming. I just don't take orders from you.
We all gang. Aggro now.
You know what? I'm trying to include you, but if you don't want to be included, fine.
Space jet lag is really getting to us.
Did the droids get space jet lag?
So you all kind of tramp back outside, back onto the seafront there. Thnock's still holding the alcohol glass.
All things considered, that went much better than our previous visit.
Yeah, I think the guy likes me now.
This time, you only put a hole in the ceiling rather than another customer.
Yeah, I did shoot that guy in the ass.
I'm starting to think the only reason that Thnock shot that guy, whichever guy was, in the ass is because that's the only thing he could aim at.
Yeah, you have no memory of why you shot the guy.
Yeah.
You just have the sudden memory of you just got like a flash of memory of you pulling out your gun and shooting a dude in the ass, and then
an ass.
laughing your ass off, and then getting thrown out of the bar.
Yeah,
on your ass.
Yeah, just drinking beers and shooting ass.
So the four of you make your way back towards the spaceport through town. You don't have any problems coming and going from your ship as you please, now that you've been through customs the once. And as you walk back up the Close Encounters boarding ramp, you can see Dolce is busy tinkering with some electronics behind a wall panel, which he's removed. He looks round at the three of you as you enter.
Oh, you're back. That didn't take long. Are we in business?
Not yet. Our contact isn't going to be there till tomorrow, apparently.
Ah, well, at least you've made some progress, though.
Not quite. Either way, we're going to be here a while.
Do we need to, radio back to, mission command or anything? Do they need to know our progress on this? Or?
You can check in if you want.
Yeah. Someone should probably do that.
Okay.
Won't the comms traffic get picked up by Imperials?
It might do. That's always a risk. Might be worth your while choosing your words carefully so as not to give yourselves away.
Okay, yeah. Then, we'll put that out.
Yeah, okay, so...
Give a coded message out.
Back on board. Okay, how are you wording the message?
Close encounter has arrived at destination, yet to make contact.
Okay. Yeah, it's short and to the point. Gets the thing done.
Boom.
All right, so you know for a fact that you have until the following evening before your meeting with V. Is there anything that you would like to do in that time? Are you going to wait on the ship for the whole time? You going to go look around some more and explore? Or what? I mean, it's totally up to you.
Cortez, let's go into town and leave Thnock to sleep off his hangover, whatever space madness he's gotten.
Yeah.
Let's go without the droid. She annoys me.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Annoy you? I am only here to help.
Okay, I know you're a droid, but stop listening into everything, literally.
My audio receptors are much more sensitive than a human's, Master Klein.
So let's just go. Leave it. Just ignore.
Your astromech is sort of rolled up and is kind of chuckling by your side.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to get R4 to come with us.
Yeah.
R4, you coming with? I'll take that as a yes. Come on, then. Let's go explore.
Sure. Okay, so heading back into the city, is there anywhere specific you'd like to go?
Let's head back up the main drag.
Yeah? Are you looking for anything in particular is what I'm basically asking.
I think we should explore some more of the route that Glitchy took us down.
Yeah? He's growing on you a little bit.
Yeah, well, he mentioned...
He see a musical.
He mentioned the rundown theatres, and of course there was the vendor guy. Maybe we can get some chatter about the place, what actually goes on or doesn't go on anymore.
Yeah, sounds good.
What we're actually looking for is any more intel about the place, because we are sorely lacking that, really.
Okay, so you head back into the theatre district, once again passing the boarded up Theatre Republic. Ahead of you, about 30 to 40 metres away, you spot a quite annoyed looking couple who seem to be having a quiet but intense argument, and as you get closer you realise they're being led along by Glitchy, who seems to be giving them an identical tour to the one that he gave you earlier on in the day.
Oh God, Cortez, don't make eye contact. Look away, look away.
As you make your way along the boulevard, passing various venues, both open and shuttered, you pass by a small street-side restaurant bearing a sign that just reads "Eat, Eat, Eats." It's basically an open counter facing onto the sidewalk with a series of stools along it, kind of like a bar. There's also a couple of tables and chairs set out in front, laid out for dining, but it's pretty deserted at this hour, customer-wise. Behind the counter's a human male, kind of expectantly waiting for any business to come his way. You can hear the sounds of music being played, and as you get closer, you can see the hologram of a band being shown behind the counter. Just as you pass, with a short burst of static, the music is interrupted, and the hologram shifts to a rotating Imperial crest, which dissolves to show a news anchor.
This is an INN Special News Report. I'm Alston Kern. More details are emerging concerning last week's horrific terrorist attack, in which the planet of Alderaan was completely destroyed by anarchist Outer Rim rebels. INN has learned that the attack, which also destroyed a prototype mining station, codenamed Project Stardust, was masterminded by Imperial Senators Leia Organa and Mon Mothma, in conjunction with disgraced former members of the Old Republic military who have been fugitives from justice since the formation of the Empire 19 years ago. In response to the incident, Emperor Palpatine has announced that the current Senate session will be suspended indefinitely until a proper investigation can be carried out. The death toll of the attack is currently estimated to be in excess of 2 billion, including those Imperial service members who were aboard the Project Stardust station. Alston Kern, Imperial News Network, reporting.
there's another burst of static and it cuts back into the music.
My story's like over a week old. I thought the Council of Senate was dissolved permanently.
I mean, just don't believe any Imperial news.
Yeah, it sounds... knowing the truth of the matter, you very much know that they're massaging the facts there to make it seem like the Senate was dissolved in response to the rebels blowing up Alderaan, essentially.
Yeah, so they're blaming it on us. Yeah.
And they're framing the Death Star not as the Death Star, but as a mining station that was hijacked.
No mining station.
Hearing that broadcast pisses me off royally, because I'm from Alderaan, and they're trying to spin it, and I know it's propaganda, but I can't help but punch one of the tables.
Throw a chair through a window.
No, literally fist, just...
The guy behind the counter shouts out,
"Hey, watch it!"
Sorry.
We're just not keen on these broadcasts.
Well, I don't like it interrupting my music, but it's mandatory. It's just how it is.
I mean, the music's not much better, but, what can you do?
What are you talking about? It's Warp Rat 3000. They're the hottest band in the sector right now.
Rockin', mate, rockin'.
All right. I get what you mean. It's a bit downbeat, but it's all good stuff.
I just mean this whole Imperial things must be getting everyone down around here, it seems.
What do you mean? Empire's been around forever. Best thing to ever happen to this place.
Yeah, but this looks like you've had a bit of a knock-on effect, and I'm chalking it up as Imperial.
You say you got a problem with the Empire?
No, I love the Empire. I mean,
what's not to love about it?
Yeah.
Finally let those bloody aliens know who's boss.
Thnock walks up at this point, obviously having changed his mind about staying on the ship.
I step forward. You got a problem with aliens, pal?
Not as long as they know their place.
And what place would that be? In your mother's bed?
He comes out from behind the counter, just kind of looks at you for a second, and then spits on the ground in front of you.
Fuck you! Get out of my restaurant!
You see, I really wanted to lead in by just having a go at this guy and then punching him, but now Thnock's turned up, it's kind of ruined the mood.
Yeah, okay, make an attack roll.
Okay, do not let me down. 15.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit this unarmoured restaurant owner. Let's roll some damage. As you're just punching him unarmed, give me a D4 plus your strength modifier. 4. But you got a +0 on your strength modifier.
Yeah,
so you don't knock the guy out in one, but you do manage to knock him down to the ground.
Sounds like you're the kind of guy that likes lawless subjugation and innocents being killed on a massive scale. I think you deserve that.
Snappy, it's a real zinger. You got him.
Yeah. And then I spit on him the way he spat at Thnock.
He coughs and some blood splatters on the ground.
You don't like it? Join those fucking outer rim rebels. This is the Empire. It's not going nowhere.
I grab this, while he's on the ground, I grab this guy by the hair and get right in his face and go, "Guess what, bitch?" And then headbutt him.
He says this is the...
You headbutting him?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Make an attack roll for me.
What? A 3.
Okay.
The worst headbutt ever.
Yeah, you still don't.
I just sort of kiss him.
Yeah.
Lightly on the cheek.
And that makes him violently ill.
Get your filthy claws off me, you alien scum! Get out of here!
I toss 5 credits at him while he's lying on the ground and just say, get a new jukebox. And then walk away.
Right, okay, so you walk away. Cortez, you're feeling very awkward.
That was fun.
A little bit around these two, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just watching it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, I got reason to hit people.
So, leaving this man to pick himself up off the ground and pushing your way past the small group of bystanders that have stopped to watch, the three of you continue down the street, passing the neon signs of the theatre district and onward further into Regis City, still with over a day to go until your meeting with V. That's going to do it for this part of the story. Our next episode will be available as usual in 2 weeks' time on Thursday the 5th of July. We hope that you'll join us for it. In the meantime, however, you can get in contact with us on Twitter and Facebook, both of which we are at PretendWithDice. You can also email us at pretendingwithdice@outlook.com. If you're an iTunes user, it'd be really great if you could leave us a rating and review. It all helps us to find new listeners, and we'd just really love to hear what you all think of the podcast. So for now, that's our show. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.